Make your space with Squarespace. Hey guys, now that you have your project developed and created over here, you'll see that we have a bunch of files and folders, and we're going to basically disregard everything except for this source files. And within there you see we've got one file that came standard with our template, main.c. So we're going to double click that, and that's going to open within our editor window over here. Now the first thing you'll notice is we've got a bunch of stuff that just came pre-populated within the template. Most of this stuff we're basically gonna wipe out, delete out of there, because we're gonna use it in later tutorials, and we kind of just want to use the basis so we can get an understanding how the C programming language works and then build upon that. So what I want you guys to do is we're gonna delete out this include standard lib, and then we're gonna take out this notes section. We're also gonna delete out this argument count. And last but not least, we're going to take out this exit success and replace it with 0. So essentially this right here is the main function of C programming language. So everything starts here. Basically when the compiler is pulling all the code together, it's first looking for main, the function main, which is right here. And so within that main function, we could add the parameters, which we took out, but we'll add those in later tutorials. But when our compiler goes, it runs this main function, and anything within the brackets that follow or precede the main function, it's going to execute first. Now you'll see that before the main function we have int, which we'll go into a little bit more detailed when we get into that section. But basically it's looking for an integer. Our main function is an integer, and it's going to return an integer as a result of your function. So then we go down and you see that return 0 is a part of this main function. Now that in essence is basically wrapping up the program, and it's going to return 0 if it gets to this point to the operating system and basically say, hey, this was a success. So anytime a 0 is returned, it's going to be a success. If it were to be like a 1, that would be unsuccessfully ran. So there's different errors that you can throw back at the program to let the program know that, hey, it ran successfully, or here's an error, or something like that. So just a quick basis there. Now the one thing I haven't touched on is this include up here. So basically the the number symbol and include, and then you'll see stdio, which is standard input output, and you'll see .h, which .h signifies a header file. And I won't go into a whole lot about preprocessors in this tutorial, but later in the tutorials they'll become important as to what they do and how they function. But briefly speaking, this right here basically allows us to use a whole library of different functions without actually having to establish the function. And so, like I said, we'll get into it a little bit later, but that is essentially the program basics that we're gonna be going off of. Now one thing I want to show you quickly before we move on to the next tutorial is how to run this program. So once we've got everything stripped out of it, we should be able to go up here to this this run symbol / icon that looks like the play button, and you can either click that or you can see the shortcuts F6. So we're going to click F6, and you'll see down here the output of this function and this program specifically. It ran successfully. Now it didn't actually run or do anything for us yet because we don't have anything within here to direct our compiler and our output to say anything, but that right there is a good sign, guys. So we are off to a good start as far as going off of the template, and we're going to continue forward with the next tutorial, working with some of the outputs. Alright, we'll catch you guys in the next one.